Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Powers, and you are on the Ustream channel on geekazine.com. I am going to be doing a 5-minute show, and this episode of the 5-minute show, we're going to be talking about fakes. And basically, there were a couple fakes out there on the internet this last week. The GPS briefcase around the world, and the Windows 7 photos and video that got onto some news things. So we're going to talk a little bit about fakes and the history of fakes and what you can do, where you can go to look at stuff like that, and go from there. So without any further ado, let's get started. I already checked my levels, and everything looks good. So let's give it a whirl. Let's go. Fakes. Throughout time, we've had to deal with those who want to pass something off as an original. Sometimes we're not fooled. Other times we go years in thinking that it's the real thing until some new technology tells us different. In the last week, I've seen many fake photos of different items, most notably the large GPS picture and Windows 7 screenshots. There's even a video out there that supposedly displays Windows 7 functionality. While impressive, it makes me wonder if someone is trying to pass these off just to make a quick buck. This is the 5-minute show. My name is Jeffrey Powers, www.geekazine.com. We are a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. Go to techpodcast.com. If it's tech, it's here. And we are also sponsored by GoToMeeting.com. 30-day free trial, no credit card required. Go to GoToMeeting.com/techpodcasts. That's GoToMeeting.com/tech podcasts. Remember in Spider-Man 3 when Eddie Brock, played by Topher Grace, doctored a Spider-Man picture to get a headline? Another movie I remember came from an actual true story called Shattered Glass. Hayden Christensen played a Stephen Glass, a kid from Chicago that went to work for the New Republic. Glass wrote a questionable article about an infamous hacker, and when the inquiries started coming in, the pieces fell to the ground like shattered glass. Stephen was found to have doctored or completely made up 27 of his 41 articles written. Now, this is not a new trend. Smearing reality has been around for ages, whether it's a composer trying to pass their work off as a lost Beethoven piece, or a Picasso painting, or even a Neanderthal skull. Nowadays we can do it with the computer, give it a little bit more life in a digital world, only to find out it's nothing more than a fake. Kenneth Fetterman was an infamous artist and full-time pizza delivery man. In May of 2000, he and partners Scott Beach and Kenneth Walton doctored a painting supposedly by Richard debunked. The online auction netted $135,000 by a collector in the Netherlands. When the scam artists were revealed, they were found to have painted several works from 1998 to 2000. Fetterman pleaded guilty to 6 counts of money laundering on March 3, 2004. The Piltdown Man was a part skull, part jawbone, and a few teeth supposedly found in 1911 and 1912. Archaeologists believe that this was the earliest Englishman found. For over 40 years, people believed that until a new chemical analysis called fluorine testing was developed. This method compares the age of the skull to the age of the soil and water that has been around for that long. This method compares the age of the skull to the age of the soil and water that has been around for that long. The amounts of fluorine should roughly match. However, in this case, the skull was determined to be much younger than that. Once Joseph Weiner exposed his findings, the truth came out that the original scientists put together an elaborate hoax using chemicals and ordinary paint to stain the skull. Technology is a big part in determining what is true and what is fake. Techniques, unlike the ones we see on CSI, are implemented to research and ultimately disprove a theory. Then again, there's just good old-fashioned footwork research. Recently, a Swedish art student claimed to have created the biggest drawing in the world using a GPS device in a briefcase. He supposedly mailed the package on a 55-day journey, ultimately drawing a picture of a face across the world. When the student admitted that the drawing was a hoax, it was already posted to many news sites as news. The biggest hurdle of The biggest hurdle of the technology age was determining the rights to an item. Arcade games like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong had a host of knockoffs in the 70s, claiming to be the actual game. Even today, you might get some game systems at a local flea market and find out it's not really the actual thing. Go to China, come back with a Rolex. Breaking news is sometimes hard to come by, so why not make it up? Cardboard buns, anyone? A reporter in Beijing declared that soaked cardboard could pass as a bun. He even went as far as to stage an undercover video showing. He even went as far. He even went as far to state. He even went as far at. I'm getting stumped. He even went as far to stage an undercover video showing. Undercover video showing the. He even went as far to stage an undercover video showing the making of cardboard buns. This was the case of some great investigative work to determine that the video was an elaborate setup. But once again, the internet caught it and pushed it to many news sources. Not all hoaxes are deceptive. Some hoaxes are meant to be entertainment and noted so. But when taken out of context, it makes for a bigger laugh than first expected. Take, for example, The Onion, a satirical newspaper, has been Take, for example, The Onion. A satirical newspaper has been misquoted by bloggers, news sources, and even countries. Some thought in 2007 John Edwards was ending his campaign. Beijing thought that Congress was actually threatening to move from D.C. to Tennessee or North Carolina. Once they quoted The Onion as a source, they found reality quickly. Not sure what is a hoax and what is not? Well, try Snopes. Try Snopes Urban Legends. It's a great place to go. They document what was heard and whether it's true or not. Yes, it can be true, and it can be on Urban Legends. Getting something out there that is original and can be dug or buzzed, depending on the service you use, can be really difficult. So instead of taking the time and effort, why not save a few bucks and make it up? Some people do it because they just haven't. Some people do it because they just have an Andy Kaufman type humor to them and expect people to laugh. Others are truly trying to deceive and get some notoriety, money, or even fame out of it. We all can't be the man on the moon. Wait, that one is true. Or is it? For the 5-Minute Show, my name is Jeffrey Powers, www.geekazine.com. Thanks for listening. And that is the 5-Minute Show. My name is Jeffrey Powers. It looks like we went over 7 minutes. So, and of course, it's a 5-minute show. It's going to be a rough estimate nowadays because I can't seem to get things done in 5 minutes. But check us out again. We're doing a 5-minute show every Monday, every Thursday. And, of course, we have the podcast every Tuesday to be played on Wednesday. We have the live show every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come to ustream.com/channel/geekazine. Had to think about that for a second. Or live.geekazine.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care.